What's going on, everybody? It's Sean from Mad Indie Media, and today I am here with Liz, uninvited, who ironically was invited to do this interview. Liz, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, very good. Thank you so much for speaking with me today. Very excited to have you on the blog.
For sure.
So Liz and I share this sick obsession with a dead guy, and that dead guy is Elliott Smith. I noticed Liz content from the throwing it back to Elliott Smith speed trial video, and I was like, who is this? I need to talk to this person. That video
Oh
was
my
hilarious and heartwarming at the same time. How did you come
oh,
up with that idea, Liz?
dude, I don't know. I think it was after my God. I watched the Jeff Buckley documentary and I'd come home and then I was like I felt really restless, like I had to do something. So I ended up like covering his song and then I recorded that like in one go because it just made sense to me. Yeah.
It's definitely unique, so many artists love Elliott Smith and you hear so many covers, but it's really interesting and refreshing to hear songs in the style of Elliott Smith. Um, when did you first hear Elliott's music, and was it something that you instantly loved, or did it take some time to grow on you?
I first heard Elliott's music in 2020. Um, it was during the summer, and I was kind of shown against my will because I was obsessed with Arctic Monkeys at the time, and like that's all I would listen to. And I was friends with someone back then who was like we were hanging out, and then she was like, "Yo, can I show you something?" And I was like, "Oh my God, okay." And then she showed me Needle in the Hay and she interrupted my Arctic Monkeys listening time and I was like upset about that. And then I was like what is this? Like why did you turn this on? And I had to like stop it midway and I didn't like it. But then like 2 weeks or so after that, the person I was seeing at the time um like showed me Either Or and he was like, "Oh, do you know who this person is?" I was like, my friend literally just showed me this guy and I fucking hated it. Like and then he didn't end up like actually playing it for me, but then like a little bit after that, I was painting at home like in my room and then I was like, let me just check him out. Like why not? And I'd listened to from his self-titled all the way to EXO, so three albums like back to back in one sitting, and it was just like the best thing I've ever heard. I don't know why I didn't give it a chance earlier.
No kidding. Isn't that funny how that happens? I feel like a lot of times in music, like if I hear something and really don't like it the first time, and then it grows on me, I like it even more than things I like hearing for the first time. It's really strange how that happens.
Mhm.
So, Liz, you're gaining popularity from doing these Elliott style videos, and they are awesome. I love them, but you're also making a lot of originals. Can you
Mhm.
tell us about some of your original work?
Yeah. So my latest song, apart from the one I that just came out today, apart from my Elliott Smith Lover You Should Have Come Over rendition, was called Oh, the OCD song. And I had like a we recorded like a whole music video with like a crew and everything. It was like the biggest thing I've ever done for a song because we actually had a crew and I've never done that before. Um, and it's basically about OCD, mainly purely obsessional OCD, also known as pure O, which is like what I deal with mainly. I've had it for like as long as I can remember, and like the music video is a depiction of what it feels like to have OCD. And it's okay, I'm world buildings, right? So that video is the sequel to another video of mine for another song of mine called Mom, which is about quiet BPD, which is also known as borderline personality disorder. This silent type of borderline personality disorder. So it's similar to OCD, but not fully. And yeah, so it goes Mom, then it goes Never Mind, which is another song that I released before Oh, talking about the music videos, and then it's Oh, the OCD song. So it's like a three-part kind of thing. Um, and yeah, I just wanted to talk about my OCD experience and how it like ruined a lot of my life, but also like we do get better. Um, so yeah, I think writing about it just helps.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting how, creativity spawns from sometimes tragedy or difficulty, and it's really cool that you're able to tell your story in such a creative way. I remember checking out the music videos for both Mom and OCD, and I love how lo-fi, do-it-yourself Mom is. It's a fantastic song. Video
Thank
is
you.
great, but you could really tell that, there's some nice production value in OCD, and I even got to see you act a little bit. That was really cool.
I know, acting debut.
Yeah, I love those videos.
Thank
Um,
you.
you had one as well with the shot of a windmill behind you. That was really
That was
fantastic.
never mind. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
yeah, beautifully shot. So you've
Thank you.
been releasing music since 2023. You put out an album called Night Song then,
Mhm.
and in 2024, I Don't Want to Be Awake, dot 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 anymore.
Yes.
Tell us about those two albums.
So Night Song was my first album. I put it out in like December of 2023. Um I just really wanted to have like an album out because I'd released like a few singles before that, and I don't anyways, I don't even know about those singles, but I just knew that I wanted to have something out because the urge to be seen was unbearable, especially with like the limited time I had for music. Like I would be neglecting school to focus on music. I don't know how I graduated, by the way, but I did. So so yeah, that album came out ending of 2023, and last year on Halloween 2024, I'd released another album called I Don't Want to Be Awake Anymore. And I mean that album was kind of like a bunch of the songs that I was kind of sitting on for a while of 2024, but I just didn't know how to like go about them. Like I had them, but I wasn't very knowledgeable on like mixing, mastering, and all that. I'm still learning, but I've definitely gotten better. But yeah, I had a friend of mine who does like engineering and like mixing and stuff. I had him help me, thankfully. He basically like mastered and like mixed most of the stuff on that album, or like remixed it so it sounded better. And that's how I was able to get that out. Um, and yeah,
Yeah, that's fantastic. I had a really good time listening to your music and, to the end of production and stuff. It's about progress, not perfection, right?
yes, that's true.
So you've obviously been gaining a lot of popularity through doing the Elliott Smith renditions of other songs. And recently you gained the notice of Crywank and opened for them at a
Oh
show.
my God.
Want to tell us a bit about that experience?
Yes, oh my God. I love Crywing so much. That was such a whimsical time. Yeah, I opened for them last week in Toronto. It was Tuesday, I think. Yeah. With alongside Commuted, which is another Toronto musician, also friends of Crywings. Yeah, so they had actually found me fr through my Lover You Should Have Come Over Elliott Smith rendition, which was the first Elliott Smith rendition that like I officially, well, it wasn't the first one, it was like the third one, but it was the one that like actually gained a lot of popularity. Um and they followed me through that reel, and then they DM'd me, and by the way, I did not know who they were before this. Like literally I'd heard about them like 3 days prior from my friend who I just
No
met,
kidding.
who's also friends with Crywink. And yeah, so my friend was like, "Oh yeah, I used to like I went on a tour with Crywink in Canada like in 2022 or 2023." And I didn't know who she was talking about. And then like 3 days later, they follow me out of the blue, and she had nothing to do with it. And I was like, is this the same band that you were talking about?" And I'd asked them, and they were like, yeah, we know her. Like we toured with her. And I was like, this is kind of insane. Like, what are the odds? And yeah, they were like, we're looking for a Toronto opener. We really liked your music, and we discovered you through your Elliott Smith rendition. And yeah, and the rest was history, I guess.
Yeah, that is so cool. It's so interesting how people come to find each other. I've got like a lot of music friends throughout the years, and it's just so interesting to see who knows who. It truly is a small world.
It is.
When is your next gig coming up? You have another one pretty soon. Who are you playing with at that gig? Where is it? Are you excited?
Yeah, so I'm playing another gig next week on Wednesday, November 26th in Toronto at the Tapestry. It was a very last minute gig. Literally like I was looking to play with the artist that I'm playing with, Mage Tears, which is my friend that knows Crywank, and then Earth to Tiffany, who's another Toronto musician. And yeah, we were looking for a place to play. I was emailing a bunch of venues, but like that was just anyways. Yeah, so my bassist had sent me the tapestry because they had like a cancellation for November 26th and it was so last minute. They were like, "Oh, like DM us if you wanna like book like no charge whatever." Everything was waived basically. So everything we don't have to pay anything for the gig, which is kind of amazing because normally like you have to pay like a bar minimum and like I mean if you don't meet the bar minimum you have to pay out of pocket and then you also have to
Ooh,
yeah, and then you have to pay like the whole booking fee and everything. And it's a pretty small venue. I think it's like 50 people or so, which is not it's not bad. It's intimate, I guess. But yeah, and apparently like I think I was like the only person to DM them or something. Uh and yeah, they were like, "Yeah, you could totally have it." And I was like, "Okay, bet."
that's awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
super
yeah.
cool. So, outside of playing music, you're also a very talented illustrator. You've gone through piano school, conservatory, all that sort of stuff. Want to tell us a little bit about your art?
Yeah, so I went to a visual arts high school. Or sorry, not a visual arts high school. I went to an arts high school and there were uh like arts programs, like 4 year long programs, and I was in visual arts. Um, well, actually, initially I was in the drama program, but that was awful. So I switched to visual arts like the next semester that I was there. And yeah, I did that. I graduated from that. And I didn't know that I wanted to do music fully at that time. Like I thought I was gonna go to like piano school, like university for piano. Just because it's was what I was used to doing. I just knew how to play piano, and that's kind of all I did already. But then I was like, I kind of got into like the whole animation kind of thing. There's an animation scene here in Ontario, if you will. And oh, let me not say what school I went. Let me not. Yeah, so I'd applied to like this very hard to get into school for animation and I did not make it in and that was a blessing in disguise. But anyways, applied to that, did not make it in. I applied to another one. Again, I rushed the portfolio because I didn't know the due date, did not make it into that. So then last minute I just applied to illustration and I made it into that like way later than like regular applications are due whatever. So yeah, that was like a 2 year program. I finished that. But aside from like schooling, I'm self-taught and I've been drawing for like as long as I can remember. I would like go with my dad to like his office and I would be so bored. So I just had to entertain myself and drawing was like the only way to really do that. I would just like draw my dad over and over again. And that's how I got really into like realism and that's what I did for the longest time. And only like recently in the last 3 years, I pivoted into more like expressionist kind of experimental type of work.
Did you do the animation for Nothing Song?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did. That was a very scrappy one that I didn't finish, but I was like, I mean, why not? It,
I
yeah,
thought it was
not proud
really,
of that.
really cool. I liked it. I
Oh,
think that Mr. Fox in that one and Nothing
thank
Song
you.
really spoke to me.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Absolutely. Liz, we're about wrapping up here. Do you have anything else that you would like to share with the audience out there? Any upcoming releases we should be aware of? Any more shows beyond that one that we already spoke about?
Hmm. I mean, I'm planning to put out an album or like an EP, whatever, by the end of this year, hopefully. Gonna be playing more shows in the new year. Hopefully some in like Montreal, uh, around like Ontario, hopefully as well. Um, I'm trying to drop some merch soon, like for people to actually order instead of just having it at shows. Um, oh, and I guess one more thing is I did have like an art launch recently, which I took my grad project from illustration and I basically put the designs on Redbubble, which is basically where you can get art on like any object you want, like shirts, mugs, like, posters, whatever. I had drawn Elliott Smith, Fiona Apple, Jeff Buckley, and Alex G. As alongside their spirit animal counterparts. And yeah, that's available on in my Instagram bio. So yeah,
Very cool. Well, Liz, thank you so much for the time here today. Wishing you the best of luck at your gig next week. Thanks so much for
thank
meeting us
you.
today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
All right. I am Sean from Mad Indie Media, and we'll see you in the next one.